Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekend check-in for the collective. Keep in mind, this is a general collective message. It is not sign specific, so I will call out any zodiac signs throughout the readings, but this message may or may not resonate, so please only take with you what resonates and leave behind the rest. We have the full moon in Virgo this weekend, and we also have Venus square Jupiter, and these are carrying vibrations of the Hierophant and the Fool, with the Wheel and the Four of Wands. And so I think a major reality check is coming through this weekend. This is all about the axis of service, Pisces in opposition to Virgo. And so the Wheel with the Four of Wands is indicating fated unions are coming back online. And this is a major shift in consciousness, a major shift in beliefs. And so the full moon is taking place in my local area at 7:30 a.m., which is also the energy kind of like the Chariot and the Four of Wands. 101, I just noticed on the timer, and I actually went into channeling that angel number 101, because when I went into reading the energies, I noticed Pluto was sitting at 101. And so right now, we're in a massive collective portal, a massive clearing, and I do feel this is a very positive full moon for the Twin Flame Collective. It does symbolize a new beginning towards unity, a new beginning towards our spiritual growth and our spiritual evolution. And so 101 in relation to the Twin Flame Collective and connections, we need to remember this journey is about growth. It is about our spiritual evolution. And I do feel this 101 is a call for the return of some karmic debt. And so this occurs in a lot of the twin flame connections where the divine masculine has treated the divine feminine twin badly in some way, shape, or form this life and in a past life. And now this is the lifetime to make amends. And I believe that was yesterday's message, a divine masculine needing to say sorry and make amends. And so 101 is a very powerful, elegant number. It's all about leadership, right? Bringing unity together, unity, duality together. The 0 is the God point energy. It's related to the infinite, the eternal God energy. And 1 relates to leadership. And so it also relates to new beginnings. If you think of all of the aces in the tarot, and the magician is the first key in the tarot. And so I feel right now we're turning all of this duality into balance between the two. And so I feel right now something new can really be built, but we're going through some very difficult times. In order for the new, the old has to be completely dismantled. And so there's a lot of tower energy. There's a lot of heart chakra activations through a lot of people leaving our lives. And so this really is giving us an opportunity for growth. And we don't grow when things are easy. We grow in the midst of conflict. We grow in the midst of chaos. And so right now, there's a lot of universal energies kind of brutally forcing this collective awakening. So divine feminine, I do want to remind you to watch your thoughts and your focus this weekend. Watch your intentions. Make sure that you're focused on things that make life worth living, right? Do not spiral down into the darkness with the collective this weekend. Keep your thoughts on positive things that make life worth living. Your soul is on a mission. Your soul has a purpose here, and you are needed in this world. And so the more you enjoy life, the more you stay in the present moment, the more you're going to attract positivity in all areas of your everyday life. So remember that, divine feminine. As we move through the day today, I think we need to remember what is going well in our lives. So maybe make a list of all the positive things that you can think of that have transpired up until this point this year, because I do feel right now many people are doubting, and we need to trust. We need to trust in ourselves. We need to trust that everything always does work out for the highest good and for the highest good of all, even if everything in your life is crumbling down around you right now. And so we all have the power to change our life. We all have the power. We all hold those tools. And so we all actually do have control over what happens in every single moment of our life if we choose to take positive action towards our goals and we choose to let go of the past that is no longer serving us. And so if there's something that's worrying you or haunting you, I do feel a lot of the masculines are being haunted by some memories. I do feel this is a very strong reflection, mirror reflection this weekend of of what you need to do, because only you and you know best of what it is you need to do to bestow ultimate fulfillment on yourself and in your life. And so let's break it down. Let's talk about the Hierophant. Let's talk about the Hierophant and the Fool before we jump in with some cards for the weekend check-in. The Hierophant represents tradition. It's ruled by Taurus, and we do have Uranus and Taurus right now. And so we're shaking things up with our beliefs, with the governments, with the education system. Everything is kind of being dismembered and dismantled. And so we're breaking away from conventionality. We're reestablishing our own personal authority. This is also reestablishing our connection with our own personal divinity and God source energy. The Fool signifies a brand new beginning, right? The Fool is willing to take a leap of faith towards a new adventure, is willing to take a risk, but first you gotta release all of that past emotional baggage. The Fool takes nothing with them. The Fool's got a little itty bitty backpack and he's ready to leap. And so freedom is an absolute necessity as part of our sovereign journey. We are here to be rooted in sovereignty. And so we can no longer keep ourselves fenced in. That's the age of Aquarius energy. Aquarian energy is like, hey, I don't like being boxed in. I like to stand outside of the box. And so this full moon energy, 6:15, I noticed that's interesting. That's my sun alignment, 6:15. This full moon is demanding that we explore and investigate our heart. And so it's not going to be easy. The heart energy is heavy. I've done a lot of crying the last few days. I've received some very shocking news the last couple of days connected to my ex and connected to my new soulmate connection. And so there's a lot, I feel, breaking down, exposing what we need to immediately digest as part of this heart chakra awakening. And I feel like almost like a gut rot in my stomach as we dissect our lives, right? And so it's like a spiritual, surgical process that we need to go through before we can step into the future timeline. And so change is a natural part of life. Death is also a natural part of life. Death is just changing one form of being into another. And so we're needing to make some very progressive changes right now. And a big song that I was channeling the last day or so was Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. And that is, oh my God, let me find the card in this deck. Right there, the Man in the Mirror is doing the moonwalk. And so, oh, look at, there's a lot of fragmented energy right now. Maybe I was meant to pull that deck. There's a lot of fragmented energy. And so collectively, we've been in this state of, our hearts have been kind of frozen. Most of the collective is in a consciousness of lack because all we've cared about is the money, honey. And so money doesn't bring you happiness, right? And we're in like almost like a collective depression, like a Great Depression, a recession. And so we're all needing to take a look in the mirror, right? There is more than enough to go around for everybody. And so this heart awakening is really fragmenting the mind is what I'm feeling. And we got to piece back the pieces, right? And so somebody here I feel is really opening up to a new way of being, learning something new, maybe asking a lot of questions with all of these heightened senses. And so I do feel if we choose the path of freedom, and we choose not to be pulled in too many directions at once, and we go through this state of higher consciousness development, we all hold the key within these energies, but we have to choose the path. We have to walk the path. We have to choose the path, and we need to trust that the universe will always supply us with all of the answers to all of the questions that are coming up right now. And so we're in a massive period, I feel, of cleansing, of purging. So how can you reach a sanctuary kind of within this weekend as part of this regenerative process that we're going through? Because we're all kind of learning to take back control of our life and to take back control of all of these heightened psychic senses. And so the energies are indicating change. I think changes within commitments, changes within relationships, because the Hierophant is about relationships. And these are divinely guided relationship endings and beginnings at this time, because a cycle of lack, of consciousness of lack, is winding completion. And so the ascension energy and travel, somebody might have to pack up and leave a situation and travel, beyond what it is that they've been holding on to. And so letting go, maybe letting go of a family situation because there's masks being worn. And so the energies are saying it's time for change. It's time to communicate your truth, especially if you've got a new love interest. If you've been feeling restless, I think there's like a bordering between restlessness and excitement. And so this is a clear indication, I feel, that change and a new adventure is on the way. And so the restlessness, I think, is releasing the fear. And so the Hierophant also represents the inner teacher. We all have an inner teacher. And so our inner teacher, our inner hearing, our inner intuitive knowing is what the Hierophant represents as well. And so all of the great sages throughout history, they always go within to release, right? And so the great sages know that we need to bring it all internally, and the change starts within, to break free from these limitations, like the Man in the Mirror song, the Michael Jackson song. And so right now, true inner hearing really doesn't involve spirits. It really doesn't involve spirit guides. It doesn't involve clairvoyancy gifts or visions. It's just a true intuition energy that's based on your conscious mind. And so when we break free from what keeps feeding the subconscious patterns in the subconscious mind, that's when we can really lean into our intuition, right? And we all have an intuition. You don't have to be a woman to have an intuition. We all have an innate intuition. And so the subconscious mind acts out of programmed information, but the conscious mind acts out of intuition. And so there's going to be a lot of flashes of past memories, past life memories, and in flashes of insight connected to this fragmented energy that needs to be cleared. And bottom line is, you and only you can claim freedom and deliberation. Like I've talked about many times on the channel, we all have free will. And so how can you take these energies of this activation of all of these heightened senses as you gather all of these cosmic informations and downloads that are kind of being presented? And so it's a very difficult intellectual process to go through this renewal. But on the other side is you reaching your fullest potential. We need to remember we have the moon trine Jupiter, which is bringing in a lot of luck and abundance, I feel. And so if we think about the Fool card, it is linked to key 22, which is master number 22, and is one of the 4 master numbers throughout the keys in the tarot. And so we've got a wonderful opportunity this weekend, I feel, to have a complete karmic reset, a karmic board clearing. There's massive potential to accrue a vast amount of wealth and abundance, along with a lot of affluence worldwide, on the worldwide scale, Divine Feminine. So keep spreading the word, keep putting that message out there, because your originality will definitely show, and it will allow you to draw in new solutions that might feel like insolvable at this time. But it's a clear indication that it's time to put in the hard work, because master number 22 can definitely have a lower value to it if you're in the lower vibration. And so master number 22 is a clear indication that you need to be honest in dealing with everybody. The universe does not tolerate lies, especially lies to self. And so we have to have firm moral values and ethics to step into a master number 22. And so the Fool is a master. The Fool is here as a master teacher for others. But you have to be careful not to exploit people, right? When we are in the lower vibration of master number 22, it can be exploitation for selfish reasons. And we're not here for that, right? Because if you're exploiting people for selfish reasons, then this has a massive potential to produce a lot of evil in the world, right? It's kind of like ruthless energy. When we consciously try to create emotional difficulties and harm towards another, you better believe that that energy will go right back to you times 10. And so be careful of your thoughts this weekend, okay? I think everybody's got strong personal opinions coming to the surface this weekend. It's like an opposition between our emotions and our thoughts. Pisces and Virgo. And so right now life is gifting us with challenges. And I say gifting us with challenges because we all have the opportunity to face these challenges head on and gain a great deal of wisdom on the other side, or we can fall and we can crumble and we can just be victim to life circumstances, or we can choose to take charge of our destiny. And so I feel we're at a pivot point where we're being asked to choose to dedicate our life towards practical, honest uses, practical, honest communication. And this is the full moon of service, right? And so what are you being asked to figure out when it comes to your contribution to shaping the destiny of New Earth around us? Make sure that your concepts are honest and truthful. There's a lot of delusion going on in the collective right now. Virgo is saying we need to be practical. We need to head in the right direction, and we need to release delusions. Pisces deludes us. Virgo redirects us. And so right now there's a lot of new creative ideas. I do believe this is a very tense and challenging period of time for the collective as we are inching closer to the eclipse gateway too as well. So how can you guard yourself against extreme energies? There's going to be a lot of projection. You're going to want to be mindful too, because with the moon trine Jupiter, this is leaning towards extravagant energies. So you might overspend, you might overindulge, you might over speculate, you might be bombarded with uncertainties. So Jupiter expands everything. So remember, what kind of vibration do you want to be in as this energy expands? Stay away from gambling, and stay away from drugs, and stay away from crazy, dramatic people this weekend. Stay away from overindulgence in any form, because this will create a lot of disillusionment. I do feel there's a lot of disillusions within relationships where maybe somebody might need to go and seek some professional help. 1551, that's interesting. Lilith was at that degree earlier today. The Fool, let's talk about the Fool. The Fool is the before and after. The Fool is the Alpha and the Omega, right? And so in order for us to complete an entire circle, a full circle, we have to step beyond the present discord and disorder. So how can you honor your truth, honor your intuition, take a leap of faith, and follow the Lord himself? This is a massive awakening of Christ consciousness. Christ codes are saturating the collective. And if we think of the world at large, we are lacking a lot of Lord consciousness at this time. So the word fool also comes from the Latin word follus. So this is the meaning of like a bag of wind. And so we can't be blow bagging either. And I remember, every spiritual genius is called a fool, right? At some point in time. And I was laughed at, I was criticized, and I was slandered and gossiped about at the beginning of my awakening. And I kind of sounded like a little bit of a fool as I came into this spiritual genius of these energies and these downloads. And so I think the energy is bringing in a breath of fresh air, though, this full moon. So you might be called a bag of wind. You might be called a fool as you go and you bring forward your teachings. But you need to know that we're all a fool in the sense, right? Where if we don't lose our mind a little bit, are we really living our best life? And so the energies, I think, are really allowing a lot of us within the collective to connect to the superconscious mind, the cosmic mind. And we all have the ability to do this. So I think we're about to collectively step into a timeline where we have never gone before. And we're going to surpass all of these limitations of the 3D world. And so everything kind of has to break down. So I think right now we're in a state of victory, evolution of our consciousness. But I do feel there is something that needs to leave your life in order to reach perfect alignment coming up here. So what do you need to release in order for you to really have full reverence and respect for your mission? So I think that's the big question this weekend. So let's get into it. Let's use this deck. Let's see what else needs to come through. What's the deck named? The Quantum Oracle deck. I knew that, but I had to check. Let's see what came through. Oh, great achievement. So there is rewards. I do feel potential for a higher commitment. It kind of looks like a wedding plate or graduation. I just feel like you're graduating from this lesson of honoring the heart. Somebody here I feel might have pieced herself back together after a very painful ending and is definitely leaning into the intuition. So trust in your intuition. Something here is being made manifest. This is kind of like the Ace of Wands. Great achievement, and it's like the blank canvas. There's a brand new beginning in love here. There's a brand new opportunity to write a new story. You're in charge of your destiny. Pick up the pen. The future's not written yet. It's not written yet. You can pick up and choose a new life at any point in time. We all have the ability to choose, and what I believed in yesterday, I might not believe in today, and that's okay. Our beliefs are always changing. It's okay to change your story. It's okay to change your belief at any given time. I do feel this is the shift. In order to have true love, we do have to open up the heart. We can't just be operating out of these lower cycles of the lower 3 chakras, which is the lower dimensions, right? And so the 3rd dimension is located in the solar plexus. It's all about power and control. I know I don't want to control another, and I certainly will never, ever be controlled by another. And so how can you take a look in the mirror? Maybe you should go and listen to the Man in the Mirror song. I had it on repeat all morning, dancing while I was getting ready. And so true love really is an inside job. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love with another if you don't truly love yourself, because we do a deep healing when we are in connection with others. But in order to really ascend the limitations, we do have to truly love ourselves. And so take a look in the mirror this weekend. Really take a look in the mirror, because the ascended masters, I feel, are saying it is time for these loving connections to come forward. And I think there's a masculine here that has great gratitude for a divine feminine that maybe has taught him the lesson of love. There could be a love offer coming here, and there's a new beginning, maybe after years of back and forth. I feel 5 years. Somebody is getting ready to travel towards a connection here where I feel it is true love. But first, there is a need to let go of something in order to go towards this increase. There is a true match coming through. The loving woman and the loving man. And so I think we've got a woman here that's been flying solo for a while. She's got the wolf energy. We've got a feminine here that has howled out for her counterpart and has waited patiently. A very kind and loving energy. Actually, I with the red hair, I think of Lilith, the first woman. And so there's a masculine here that I feel is coming into some type of illumination, the lighted pathway, and finding their courage to make their way through the forest. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Because I feel somebody's been all suited up and now they're ready to find their present power, to integrate a lesson to go towards new supportive connections, because their higher self has been guiding them towards great gratitude, towards the divine feminine is what I'm feeling. That's been really loud. Let's jump in with some tarot. Let's keep it short and sweet. Ooh, Page of Michael, as somebody's been not talking and watching maybe a divine feminine grow and embody true love, there's somebody here that's gained a new perspective. So I feel somebody is facing some challenges. They might need to tell somebody to go fly a kite. There's a lot of stormy emotions here. There's been a lack of communication, a lack of truthful communication. There might be some blunt, honest communication coming, and it might be a message you don't want to hear. I know I received some news I didn't really want to hear this morning, and it sure has had me in a review of my entire life, realizing that life is really short and none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, and that's the truth. But I do feel there's somebody here connected to a divine feminine in some type of contract, soul contract, that is gaining a new perspective. And it could very well be a Pisces with the Hanged Man. Doesn't have to be. But I feel there's a masculine here realizing that there is a better way. There's a better way. So there's like a pause for reflection before being guided towards a new endeavor. This might be two people working together. But I feel there is a feminine that is just ready for the new after a long period of solitude. She's ready to reap her harvest. And so it's interesting. I actually was like, hey, why did I need to wear this moonstone ring? And Googling the moonstone ring, it's the perfect stone to wear for conception. And I'm like, I'm all done. My childbearing ages. I've had my tubes tied. I'm all done. I'm going to be 44. I don't want any more babies. But like the conception of maybe a relationship, an idea, a business, the twins do create that third energy to conceptualize something, whether it's a child or business or just that third energy of unconditional love. So I thought that was interesting. Let's do 9 cards, guys, and let's see what else needs to come through for the collective for the weekend check-in. The 2 of Gabriel in reversed. It's like the decision's been ripped away from somebody. The 5 of Wands in reversed and the 6 of Pentacles. So whatever is taking place this weekend, it might not feel good. It might not feel fair, but it is fair. It is just. And so everything is being rebalanced in the most unexpected ways this weekend is what I'm feeling. We get the 2 of Cups reversed, so that's like an ending. And we got a King of Swords, I think, cutting to the chase here. Yeah, there is definitely a separation here where I feel maybe the last 4 years, 2 people have held on to a connection where they're really not dedicated to one another. I think we could have a Queen of Swords here that is angry and bitter and she just wants to hurt somebody. I think she's vindictive and jealous and she, I feel, out for seeking revenge. It doesn't really feel good. And so she would just rather slander and gossip than understand that maybe she can learn to be self-reliant. There's definitely a very vindictive feminine energy here that is angry, likely because a masculine is making an important decision. That's the central energy. So we got a King of Swords here, Aquarian energy, that is principled, is making a rational, logical decision, and would like to be respected. And I feel has maybe been very much disrespected with somebody that at one point in time was a kindred soul, but I feel very combative. There's this energy of somebody clinging to control, maybe receiving insights, but using them to manipulate a situation. So there's a situation that is calling a King of Swords here to be honest and open with communication. Oh yeah, honest, open communication. And I do feel that's where the victory lies. Tell me where your love lies. I'm hearing that song again. Tell me where your love lies. And so in the bottom of the deck, we got a High Priestess that I feel is waiting to receive news of an ending. She knows that somebody is being disillusioned, and that's the truth. And she's just waiting for word that somebody has moved on from a treacherous situation is what I'm feeling here. And because it's time for a new beginning. It's time to plant those seeds for a new beginning. And so I feel a masculine that's leaving behind a loveless situation where it's been a fight. It's been a battle. And I feel there's a masculine coming in with a trustworthy offer. And it's going to lead to a lot of victory and success. There's a masculine that knows it's time to move on to the next project. There is a masculine, I feel, stepping into some type of spiritual promotion here and moving on from a very conflicting situation where I feel they've wanted to relocate for maybe the last 6 months. But I feel there's also the flip side of a harvest here, of a new beginning. And so somebody is finding their purpose is what it feels like. And they're going towards a high priestess who does receive insights, psychic insights, and valuable information. So I'm curious to know where this king is going. Well, I know he's going to the high priestess, but let's dig into the King of Cups and the King of Swords a little bit more. Seven of Gabriel. Oh, there's the one with the sticky candy. So I feel there's a king here in a very sticky situation, getting ready to stand up for what they believe in. But there is a lot of worry around an outcome connected to a new beginning. There is a king going straight towards a new beginning after ending a connection where I feel they spent a lot of time doing some shadow work. I feel we got two people here that were put on each other's paths to trigger some inner child healing is what it feels like. And there is an opportunity for a new passionate beginning, a chance to do something different. And there's a masculine claiming back his personal power, definitely cutting cords with something toxic connected to an old childhood pattern, maybe all the way back to Atlantis. I don't know why they want me to say that, but I do feel there it is. It's time to put in the work. And I think there might even be a confession coming forward after years of somebody seeking love in all of the wrong places. There is a better course of action. It's time to consider a new practice. Practice makes perfect. So I think get ready for an open-hearted love offer. And this could lead to the ultimate, the pinnacle. I think there's just so much to be grateful for in these energies. And gratitude will breed more abundance and more gratitude. And so there is a new emotional situation coming to fruition this weekend. Get ready to receive a message. Maybe it's just a small message regarding a relationship. But I do feel this is leading you down a new pathway. A brand new pathway. So what is it that you need to walk away from? Because there's a tower coming and it's time to change your life and it's time to go towards divinely guided unions here. And so somebody's breaking free from the devil. There is an emperor here that I think has been chained to something toxic. There is the release of a karmic foundation here. And so I do feel get ready. There is a masculine that knows what is right for him. He knows there's somebody that's waiting on him and going towards a spiritual quest. So get ready for a massive tower. Get ready for a tower. This is going to change your life. There's going to be a revelation. There's going to be a breakdown. And there's going to be a choice made from the heart. So what does the heart want, right? The heart wants what it wants. So let's get a closing message with the numerology deck, music. So I think you are connected to this person through music and synchronicities. So really connect to the music and that will guide you towards this new love partnership. And whatever you've been through, trust that you're going to persevere. There's massive heart chakra activations and there is a new adventure. Get ready for some communication because the cycle is reaching completion. And that's what I have for the weekend check-in, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you'd like to book a reading with me or join my online tarot class, I'd love to have you join me. Check out the description box below. You'll find all of the information there. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.